God some praise for our real chorus. They really blessed our hearts today. We thank God for them. Again, we want to focus your attention in Luke 5 and verse 33 through 39. Luke 5, verses 33 through 39. And they said unto him, why do the disciples of John fast often and make prayers, and likewise the disciples of the Pharisees, but your disciples eat and drink? And he said unto them, can you make the children of the bride chamber fast, while the bridegroom is with them? For the days will come when the bridegroom shall be taken away from them, and then shall they fast in those days. Spake also a parable unto them, no man putteth a piece of new garment upon an old, if otherwise then both the new maketh a rent, and the piece that was taken out of the new agreeth not with the old. And no man putteth new wine in old bottles, else the new wine will burst the bottles and be spilled, and the bottles shall perish. But new wine must be put into new bottles, and both are preserved. No man, also having drunk old wine, straightway desireth new. But he said, the old is better. Look at somebody said, the old is better. I'm going to talk about containers and content. Containers and content. Containers and content. We are all containers. Jesus said, I go away, but I will send you a comforter, which is the Holy Spirit, so we have the Holy Spirit in us. But one thing you need to understand, none of us are big enough to contain Christ. Christ is larger than we can hold. No matter how large you think you are, you aren't big enough to contain God. Do I have a witness here? This incident occurs again in comparison to what we talked about last week. But Jesus now, he moves to another level. They had a problem with him partying with sinners and publicans. Well, this week they come up to him and said, why is it that John's disciples fast? Our disciples fast, but your disciples don't. That's the first part of my sermon. I'm trying to get out here early so y'all can go and watch Cowboys. See, you say 3:30. See how he is? See how he is? I said I'm going to preach short. He want me to preach long because they come on 3:30. When they come on at 12, he want me to hurry up. I'm going to preach a sermon about the Cowboys one Sunday. Let me start with idol gods. That's what I'm talking idol gods. Let's start by talking about comparing companionship. Comparing companionship. That look at the question. Why is it John's disciples did, our disciples do, and your disciples don't? Why is it John's disciples did, our disciples do, and John's and yours don't? Now let me start out just by saying, you will always find yourself in trouble making comparisons to lead to a decision. All right. So that's a sermon right there. The devil uses a lot of people, mislead and misguide a lot of folks because they make their decisions based on comparisons. A lot of churches are messed up because they want to compare their church to another church. Not understanding every congregation is different. Yeah. Congregations are like people. All of them are made because different people make up different congregations. There are different needs in each congregation. That God doesn't give you the exact same sermon that He's going to give Thompson over there in North Park, because there are different needs in separate congregations.
Right.
I wish I had a witness here. In fact, you need to understand something that there are sometimes I call my brothers and find out we look like everybody preach on the same thing. There are sometimes when the Holy Spirit moves in such a way, there's such an accord of the Spirit that He wants to get the same message out across the land. But there's also times when He deals with addressing particular needs. I wish I had a witness here. I don't go to a general practitioner for him to give me the medicine he's giving everybody. I wish I had a witness of this. I got a problem with a doctor who won't know what's wrong with you. That's why I came to you. I want you to tell me what's wrong with me. I can tell you what hurt me. I can tell you what don't seem right. But I need you to accurately diagnose my. That's why they have to give tests. I wish I had a witness here. They give you certain tests to try to discover what your fallacy is, what's wrong with you, and once I find what's wrong, then I can address it. You know, the biggest problem in medicine is not solving what's wrong with you. The biggest problem is finding out what's wrong with you. So that you don't find yourself in trouble. John do it. And you know, this stuff is not just true with churches, it's also true with individuals. That a lot of y'all gonna look at somebody else and decide who's closer to God. Based on how much I had. Based on your comparisons. I love the Lord more because I dress right when I go to church. I love the Lord more because I sit close to the front. And the demons sit in the. I wish I had somebody. That you want to make comparisons as to who you think is close to God based on your comparing yourself with folks you want to compare yourself with. You always try to pick somebody you know messing up. Because they got to mess up real bad in order to make you look good. But I got to be careful making comparisons in order to judge how close I am to the Lord. That's what they did. They came to Jesus and they said, well, what's the problem? What's the problem here? Now, the Pharisees' basic flaw was they compared Jesus' disciples because they felt like Jesus' disciples were too cheerful. I know we talked about that last week. I'm going to talk about it again. Because it's all through Scripture. And that's what Jesus is saying. You have a problem with my disciples because they appear to be too happy. You judge spiritual strength on the basis of practicing self-denial. See, a lot of folks, they judge how strong people are spiritual by what they don't do. I'm stronger than you because I don't drink beer. You drink beer. I shouldn't have brought that up. I told you I do drink root beer. I'm stronger than you because you go to clubs, I don't go to clubs. I'm stronger than you because you fat and I'm fine. Look at your spiritual eye. Look at your spiritual eye. Look at your spiritual eye. A lot of times people are judging folks based on what they deny themselves. And so it's in the context of this fasting thing. Jesus, now look at what Jesus said. Jesus didn't say fasting is wrong. Don't get it twisted. Jesus didn't say fasting was wrong. But what Jesus did say was that you don't fast when things are right. Time you really fast is when something is wrong. Now, first of all, you need to understand something. He said, my disciples don't fast because, now he makes a comparison of a wedding. Now, look, you know how I always pick up weddings? He said, you don't fast while the bridegroom is still with you. And it's all y'all understand, you all have weddings for an hour or two. But see, in the old days, they had weddings, the celebration lasted about a week or 2 weeks. And they would literally party during that time. And so when the bridegroom was there, it was more about a feast than about a funeral. I wish I had a witness here. Jesus says when you have the presence of the master, you don't throw funerals, you throw feasts. I said, the Bible doesn't say anything against fasting, but look at it. Remember that time when Jesus told the disciples they should have been fasting? Remember that he was on the mount, came down, and he cast those, I mean, y'all remember that? And when he said, why couldn't we do that? And Jesus said, this time comes only by fasting and prayer. I wish I had a witness. In other words, he said, you fast when you need some help. You fast when you're falling short. You fast when the Holy Spirit doesn't have complete control over you. Well, now look at it. He said that when you have the bridegroom with you, you don't need to fast. Well, now, saints only didn't have the bridegroom with them for a short period. But the Bible said that when Jesus was on the cross, they was without him. He was taken away from them. When they put him in the ground Friday, he was taken away. Saturday, he was taken away. Early Sunday morning, he rose. Some of you don't get it. He said, I'm going away, but I'm not going to leave you alone. I'm going to send come on here, somebody listen. Send you a comforter, and when the comforter came, you can't say you're alone. What are you saying? I'm saying Jesus' absence was temporary. We were without comfort temporarily. But when the Holy Spirit came, we got somebody with us all the time. Y'all want to pray for me today. I'm just trying to tell you, you don't have an excuse to be sad because it's Monday, because the Holy Spirit stays with you Monday, Tuesday, Friday. Come on here, somebody. But I'm going to say, a lot of folks think, I tell y'all make a mistake. Y'all confuse the manifestation of the Spirit with the presence of the Spirit. That's why y'all tell me, Lord, send a new anointing, send you anointing. Well, he doesn't have to anoint you, you've already been anointed with the Spirit. See, when God, I told you about, when God saved you with the Holy Spirit, he gave you all the Spirit you're going to get. Y'all better hear me. See, so you're in error when you say, send me some more Spirit. Baby, you can't handle the Spirit you got. Come on here, somebody. See, your problem is not that you need more Spirit. Your problem is you need to let the Spirit you have more control. Come on here, somebody. And I got to understand something. See, the Spirit doesn't rise and fall. He doesn't get full and empty. It's not about that. But his influence on me can rise and fall. See, God will never force himself on you. You got to allow him to have, I wish I had it. You make a choice. You have some control over how much control you allow God to have in your life. And where you mess up is when you allow the devil to take control of some stuff God is supposed to be in control of. And I think I want to say, I don't care how holy you are, I don't care how close you are to God, the devil will throw some contamination in your life. He would like to distract you. You got the power to defeat the devil, but you got to make sure you use the power. Do I have a witness here? So my brothers and sisters, Jesus said, as long as the bridegroom is with you, you have no reason to be sad, but you ought to be glad. You ought to be comparing your companion. That if Jesus is on your side, you ought to have a good attitude. What reason do I have to be sad when the Lord is with me? What reason do I have to give up if God is standing right with me? What reason do I have to give up all hope and God is my hope and my help? Somebody ought to know what I'm talking about. One of the sweetest members I ever pastored, she died and went to be with the Lord. Her daughter was, again, one of the sweetest members I ever pastored. And the girl sit there during the whole funeral of her mama and didn't shed a tear. She sit through that whole service, didn't shed one tear. Looked at me, heard me preach, heard the whole service, her face didn't change. When the service was over, and folks can say some stupid stuff. The rumor started, she must not have loved her mama. Because she didn't even cry at the funeral. I don't know if y'all ever say that's about as stupid as all get off. You cannot judge how much somebody loves by how much they cry at a funeral.
Say it, say it, say it.
In fact, it's just the opposite. I told you before. Usually, the people acting a fool at the funeral is the ones that do a one thing when they were alive. Do I have a witness here?
You got it, you got
See,
it.
the reason why I don't to sit in that funeral and not have to shed a tear, because when our mama was alive, she was right there by her side. When our mama got sick, she was right there by her side. When our mama was in the hospital, she was right there by her bedside. And when you've done all you can do, and the Lord, I wish I had somebody, and the Lord called your loved one home, you don't have to cry. You can praise the Lord. Praise God. I did what I could while I could.
Yeah.
Come on here, somebody. You can take comfort. You ain't got to jump in the casket till I did what I could while I could. I used to cry, now I'm crying it over because I got joy. And I'm not saying you don't love your parents when you cry, because again, you can't judge folks by what they do on the outside, but stop trying to judge people by containers and evaluate the content. When you got God on the inside, God will give you what you need. Sometimes you got to cry to let the pressure off. Sometimes you got to just stand there and hold your peace to let the pressure off. Whatever you need, the Holy Ghost will provide for you when you need it. And what He does for me, He may not do for you. Because what you need, I may not need that. What you got to have, I don't have to have that. I know God knows me and He knows what's best for me. So I just praise the name of the Lord. Have a witness here. First God, next thing I do, I see character and conduct, and you talk about that a lot. But again, you see, we want to judge people by what they do. I wish I had a witness here. But you can't judge people by what they do. Yeah. Some people declare for criminals because they break into a building doing riots. And I'm not trying to justify lawlessness. But you got to be careful putting labels on folk. Decide who's right and who's wrong.
Yeah.
Jesus gives this parable about two garments. Cut a piece off the new one, put it on the old one. Do I have a witness? Jesus said, now, basically, you're ruining two garments, and neither one is better off. You cut a hole in the new garment, so that, you ain't gonna wear no dress with a hole in it. Well, you see, they lack the new dress. The old dress, they don't like the new. So they're going to take material off the new one and try to cover up the patch in the old. Or the hole in the old. He said, well, now, what you've done, you've made your wardrobe diminish. Because not only when you told the old dress, you lost the dress. And when you told the new dress, you messed that up.
Yeah.
I told a new shirt, because I'm trying to take a patch out of the new shirt to patch up the old. And that's true even if they're identical. Because if you take a piece of garment that's just like your old garment and put it on the old garment, the first thing you're going to find out how much your old garment done faded. I wish I had it with it. But they back in the time when material ain't as sturdy as it is now. And so he said, when you put the new piece on the old garment, it's going to make the old stuff tear even more because the new material can't handle the strength of the old one. I wish I had it with me. I got to come to grips with. Jesus said it's illogical to mess up both garments because no matter what you do, they're going to see the hole. They're going to see the hole in the new one and they'll see the hole in the old one. Do I have a witness here? That don't make a whole lot of sense to me. Well, really what he's dealing with this kind of Judaism and Christianity. The Pharisees' big problem was they were still trying to hold on to the old. Come on here, somebody. And they didn't want to accept the new.
Yeah.
They were dealing with Judaism and Jesus was dealing with the kingdom. Come on here, somebody. And kingdom principles just don't compare with Jewish practices.
Yeah.
You remember when Paul, if you read through Acts, when Paul was converted and he started moving around, one of the biggest problems Paul had, they had what they called Judaizers. Judaizers, I should say. They would follow him from town to town, because every time he made a conversion, they would go in those churches and say, well, it's not enough to accept Jesus Christ, but you've got to also accept our practices. Come on here, somebody. You got to also follow the rules and regulations of the Jews. And so they try to put all of those restrictions on the new Gentile Christians. And Paul eventually had to go to the church and get them to understand, say, hey, you can't accept, actually you have to take on that stuff, because none of that stuff don't save anybody. Well, y'all look at me like I'm talking about somebody else. Let me bring it on to 2020. That a whole lot of times we want to declare folks not close to God because they don't follow our rules and our regulations.
Yeah.
Do I have a witness here? I was teasing the choir because they was putting the word out, men ain't gonna wear gray suits today. And that's why I wore my gray suit today. I have to over here. They didn't tell me I just have to over here. But what got me, when I got to church, Mike, y'all wake Mike up so he did this. Mike didn't have on his gray suit. I mean, how Mike don't have on a gray suit? I mean, Mike is the man that tells everybody. How you not gonna tell Mike? You don't tell Mike, the word don't get out. And you can tell the word didn't get out because poor Brother Dickerson, he come in with his shirt because Mike didn't get a chance to tell it. If Mike hadn't known he had stolen, look at Dick. That's another story. We don't talk about that. But my point is this. When it came time to sing, Brother Nixon didn't say y'all can't sing if you don't have on a gray suit. Y'all better hear me today. Because I wish I had a really qualifying to sing ought not be based on what I have on. Come on here, somebody. It ought to be based on what's on the inside. And if I want to glorify the Lord, I ought to be able to do it no matter what I have on. Come on, I love to see a choir in their robes, but if everybody don't have a robe, don't stop them from singing because they might have what's right on the inside. It doesn't matter what you get on the outside. You can feel that singing for the Lord. You can feel that praising God. You can feel that lifting up the name of the Lord. Do I want to magnify the Lord? It doesn't matter what I have on. If I want to praise Him, I want to be able to praise Him. And if you're able to praise Him, you want to be able to praise Him with me. Yeah. We can't fix the old life with new patches. But we need a new robe of righteousness. In other words, God can give me what I need in order to fix the problem. I'm scared I'm going to give away my ending, so let me just go on to the last point. See how fast I move, we're going to get out of here. Oh, praise the Lord. I'm going to get home early. And so I'm going to close today talking about cultivated conversion. Cultivated conversion. Old wine, he says, usually is in an old container. Now, he said bottles, that's translation, but they didn't have bottles like we have today. Back then, wine was basically put in wine skins. And wine skins, basically, when you put new wine in a wine skin, it's going to expand. I don't look like you know too much, I'm going to give you something quick. When wine ferments, it expands. Like you've seen on TV, they have wine cellars. The wine is considered better when it's older. Get this, sometimes y'all miss it. You can put old wine in a new bottle, and it's still going to be good. Y'all miss it. See, you don't get a problem putting the old in the new. The problem is putting the new. Come on here, somebody. Which I have a witness here. You can't put new wine in an old bottle because the old wine skins have already been stretched. And so when you put the new stuff in there, it wants to expand. The old bottle can't handle the expansion. Y'all look at me like you know what I'm talking about. So you go home and take your favorite bottle of soda that's glass, don't put no plastic, a glass, and put it in the freezer and see what happens. Well, come on here, somebody. When the content expands beyond the capacity of the container, it will burst. Do I have a witness here? And so Jesus said, you don't put the new in the old. Because it's going to mess up something. Yeah, you're going to have a problem because the old can't handle the new. Do I have a witness here? But Jesus says, people prefer the old wine. Do I have a witness here? Oh, yeah, don't miss it. You don't listen to what Jesus said and misread what he said. He said people prefer the old wine. Because the old is better. Question, is the old better? It's been proven that old wine tastes better. Now, you see, some of y'all don't understand because you got to be a wine connoisseur. See, people like me, all of it tastes messed up. I don't have a palate for tasting wine. You got to get an expert like brother. I almost called somebody. You have to get somebody who has a palate for wine to appreciate the better. See, I was in the car. We was working at Ridgewood Motor Hotel. And Sister Tucker, they had all that expensive wine. They had a bottle of wine so expensive. And I confess, I didn't do it, but I knew the boys who did, and I probably would have helped them. But they stole a bottle of expensive wine. Wish I had a witness here. I'm in the car with them. I didn't drink. Not because I'm better than them. I didn't like the taste. If I like the taste, I'll take me a swig, man. I prefer a dehydration than a bottle of wine. So I take it. But God, we in this car full of Negroes, and Brother Dickerson, they start tasting the wine. My cousin, I ain't gonna tell you Russell's name, but he was in the back. He prided himself on taking a swig, and Russell took a swig of that stuff right quick, and he wanted to spit it out. Hey, what's wrong with you? That stuff is nasty. I said, man, that's expensive wine. That stuff supposed to be the best thing. I don't care what it's supposed to be. Man, I'd do better with a bottle of River. I wish I had a River right here. Y'all missed it. There's some people rather have ripples than the good wine. You want to have a witness here? See, so is the good wine really good? Do I have a witness? Y'all look at me like I'm making this up. Well. Let me give you some proof. You remember that time when Jesus was at a wedding feast? There goes another wedding feast. You remember what Jesus did when his mama came to him and said they'd run out of wine? What they got to do with me? Come on here, somebody. He said, pour some water in those basins. Put some water in those containers. Do I have a witness here? Wasn't nothing magic about the containers. He just told you put some water in the container. And remember, nothing happened until they started to pull the content out. Come on here, somebody. And as they poured the content out, it turned, the water turned into wine.
Yeah.
That was the first miracle that Jesus wrought. Do you remember what Jesus said when they poured that out? And God said, wait, come here, bro, come here, daddy, come here, man. He said, man, this is kind of weird. What you mean? He said, usually people serve the best wine first. And when folks get drunk and can't really distinguish one from the other, then they bring on the cheap stuff.
Yeah.
Come on here, somebody. But you say the best. Come on here, somebody. the best was the new. How is the new tasted better than the old? Come on here, somebody. The new tasted better than the old because Jesus made the new. Come on here, somebody. You trying to hold on to the old, and Jesus said, your faith ain't based on the old. You better grab hold of the new. You trying to hold on to old traditions that ain't gonna save you. You better grab hold of the new. You're trying to protect yourself with old patches, but you can't patch up all those old holes. You better grab hold of the new. If you want to be about the kingdom, you need to be about Christ. And if you got Christ in your life, Christ can make the new better than the old. You want to get the fact of all that God can do. He's not going to do exceedingly abundantly above whatever you can ask or think. Oh my God, when the Holy Ghost got a hold of you, you understand He can do more than you can even imagine. There's nothing you experience that compares to what God has in store for you. God can and will bless you. You have no business going around looking sad. You have no business going around with your lips cut out. You have no business being crying and cattle. You ought to be praising the Lord. Don't care what's going on. I got somebody that can make the new better than the old. I had some good days in the past, but I ain't going back to the good old days because I know the Father who was the Lord got in store for me. I know He got something greater and grander, better than I've already experienced. If He left me here, He left me here for a reason. I'm going to stay right here. I'm already on it until He does what He wants to do. Somebody ought to praise His name. He is worthy. I said He is worthy. I said He is worthy. Who do you praise? The new is better. When the new has to do with Jesus. He said, I give you a new life. Old things will pass away. And all things will become as new. I give you a new walk. I give you a new talk. I give you new shoes, new clothes. I give you a new attitude. I can change your life for the better. I don't have to praise Him like I did last week. I'm going to praise Him this week. I praised Him last week for last week, but it's a new praise right now. I praise Him for the new stuff He's done. I praise Him for what He did do. I don't have to praise for the old stuff. I've already given Him thanks for that. I'm thanking for the new stuff. And I don't have to get it tomorrow. I'm praising for what He's already done. I know it. And He never blesses me again. He's already blessed me enough. I'm going to praise His holy name. Don't judge me by what you see. Because what's going on the inside is a whole lot better than what you see. You see gray hair, but God got some black hair waiting for it. You see wrinkles, but God got some smooth skin waiting for it. I'm not worried about the outside. I praise God for the inside. I thank God for what He's doing inside of me. I got fire. Shout with the Lord. Something within me I cannot explain. Something within me holding the reins. All I know, I've got something. You know, say, well, it's got to be something is somebody. I've got someone. See, the Holy Spirit is not a it. He's a person. He's the third person in the Godhead. He's not a it. He's my companion. He's not a it. He's my confident people. He's not a it, but He stands with me. you're here today and you want to accept Christ as your Savior, now is the time to come. If you're here today and you have not made a decision for Christ, you become, see, it doesn't matter what your past content has been or what it is. He can give you something new.
Yeah.
Just like he changed me, he can change you. Just like he gives others new content, he'll give you new content. He can change your attitude, he can change your will living, your will walking and talking. But he's not going to force himself in. You have to let it come in. If you'll surrender and allow the Lord to come in your life, he'll come in your life and make life so much better. Jesus, God bless you, baby. Jesus, there is something about that name, Master, Savior, Jesus, like the fragrance after the rain. Jesus.